Hi everyone, this is my labour and delivery story. Where shall I start? It all started on my due date. My due date was the 4th of August and I was recording my update and I really didn't feel like recording. I felt very, very ill. I felt really, really sick. Terrible sick all day. Wasn't actually sick but felt really sick. Lightheaded, dizzy. I was having Braxton Hicks all day, which I'd been having for weeks, but these were like quite bad. I kind of ignored it and thought, oh well, because every night I'd been thinking, is it tonight, is it tonight? And woke up the next morning, 6:30. My eldest son, Morgan, woke me up. I stood up to go to the bathroom and my waters went. 6:30 in the morning on the 5th. So I was panicking and a little bit, and not panicking but like, because I'd wanted it to happen for so long and it actually finally did. I was like, wow. I was like pottering around, like washing my face, I know it sounds terrible, and putting fake tan on my face and stuff, wondering, am I going to go into labour, am I not, because I didn't have pain straight away. I think it was about an hour or 45 minutes later I was having like period pains, like very mild contractions, and I spoke to my sister and she said to phone the hospital and tell them that you're having, because they were about like, the contractions were like coming but not like horrendous. Every 7, 8, 9 minutes, maybe 12, kind of irregular, but no longer than 12 minutes apart. My sister said to phone the ward and the hospital to tell them this is my second baby and how, you know, just to let them know what's going on. So I did that at about 7:30 in the morning, and they just said to make my way in. Well, I couldn't believe it. I don't know why, but even though my waters had broke, I just didn't think I was going to have this baby, like, that day. It's like crazy. I know I'm so stupid. I was like, oh, they want us to make our way in. Wow, okay. She said, oh, have something to eat if you feel like it. And I said to her, well, yeah, this is it. I didn't know whether to have a bite to eat or not, because I'd been going back and forth to the bathroom, as you do. Your body gets rid of, you know, gives you a clear out, ready to push. So what I was doing is like in and out my hospital bag. What trousers should I wear to the hospital? What top? This top, these joggers, or should I put some waterproof mascara on? I was just pottering around upstairs. I don't know what the hell I was doing. I was just trying to make sure I'd got everything, even though I packed my hospital bag when I was 34 weeks pregnant. I was now 40 weeks and 1 day and I was still in and out my hospital bag and choosing which joggers to wear and all that. So 9 o'clock we left here. Yes, I did put some waterproof mascara on, but that is it. No other makeup. We left here at 9 in the morning. My mum took Morgan. So me and my partner went to the hospital. It's about 35-minute drive and it was horrendous. My contractions were getting closer, and because I was sat on them, it's just, oh, it was just horrible. I remember moaning in the car and saying, his head's gonna come out, his head's gonna come out, and my fella was just like not speeding, but at times he was speeding, because he was keeping me calm. He was trying to keep me calm, but it was hard work because I was like, ooh, and the contractions were getting really close together, and I think I was panicking in my head, thinking, oh my god, I'm gonna have him in the car, because 9 o'clock is like rush hour here, so we were a little bit in the rush hour. But we got into the hospital at 9:30. Gone 9:30, and she checked me and I was only 4 centimetres dilated. I couldn't believe it. Well, my contractions weren't crazy when I was in the house, otherwise I would have been at the hospital. I would have rushed to the hospital. I wasn't like labouring in pain at home. It was just like ones that you can breathe through and walk around through. But I thought I'd be a bit more than that. I don't know why. Probably because with my first it was different and I was 4 centimetres dilated after an hour. So she told me to take some paracetamol, and I was like, paracetamol? that doesn't usually even touch my headache. And I was in the midwifery-led unit, so I had this like Scottish lady who was, you know what midwives are like, they're all about birthing balls and birthing pools. So she was like, I would like you to walk around a bit, and we didn't end up walking around. I just went into this big room and kind of just like stood up and bent over the bed through my contractions, and by this time they were getting stronger now and painful and hard to even think through. She said, try the birthing ball. So I sat on this birthing ball and bounced for like 2 minutes, and I was like, no, I don't like that. And she said, oh yes, you have got long legs, haven't you? So then she was like saying, oh, how about the birthing pool? Maybe you want to try the birthing pool. And I said, I hadn't really thought about that, because it was funny, because with Morgan, I went into hospital thinking I want a natural labour, I want 100% breastfeed. It didn't turn out that way with Morgan. I had to have an emergency spinal so they could use forceps to get the baby out. So I didn't feel him coming out or anything. This time I went in thinking I want every drug going. I want an epidural, that's all I kept saying, is give me drugs. I'd planned to have an epidural, and the midwife was like, well, this is a midwifery-led, you've come to the midwifery-led unit, you know, we don't do epidurals here, we just birthing pools and natural. And she said, how about just giving it a go? If you just give it a go, you might be fine, you know, it's quicker second time round. And I was like, well, I'll try. So then she was trying to get me into going into the birthing pool, and I wasn't really that fussed, but she kept going on about it so much, saying, you might be fine. I went in, it was funny, it was me, my fella, this midwife, and a nurse who was like learning, learning everything. And I had to just I didn't bring anything to go in a birthing pool, so she just said, oh, wear your bra if you want, or you can go in naked. I just completely stripped off, I was in so much pain by then, completely stripped off, got in this birthing pool in front of everyone, up the ladders, in I went, stayed in there for literally 3 minutes, and said, you're having a contraction, do you want to try the gas and air at the same time? I tried it with the gas and air, and I said, no, it's not doing anything. And first of all, the water felt like she was putting cold water in there. I said, you're putting cold water in there. She said, oh, we must get the temperature, exact temperature, certain temperature for you and baby. And it was cold and just horrible, and it was like, the actual bath was hard and you just couldn't lie down, or, it was just, I didn't like the whole experience at all. And I'm not one for like lying in the bath for half an hour anyway. I don't like the feel of water on my skin and like the air dry in my skin. I don't like being like wet or anything. Like even my hair, I can't stick it, it's horrible. So I didn't like that. After 3 minutes I said, no, I don't like it. And I got out and my contractions were just getting so painful. I started banging on the side and I was effing and blinding. I was like, just give me drugs now. And then I started tearing up and I was like, just give me drugs, I can't go, like, take me upstairs, I want an epidural. And she said, okay, we might have to check you first and all this, la-di-da. And then I think they just had a chat with one of the other midwives and they realised I was actually in active labour, because they say you're not in active labour till you're, is it 5 centimetres dilated and 90% effaced. I got in the wheelchair, they got me a wheelchair, got my nightie back on, and I got in the wheelchair. I was having these terrible contractions and they put me in the lift with like other customers, not customers, but other patients, pregnant ones, going up to the, I was so embarrassing. I was sat in this bloody wheelchair and being wheeled up to the next section, with contractions, it's horrible. So yeah, got upstairs and I said, they settled me into the room and they said, I said I want epidural, and they said they had to monitor baby's heartbeat for 20 minutes, and I was like, no, I just want it now. It all takes time if you want an epidural, you've got to let them know and all that. By this time it was about 10:30, 11:15, and they were monitoring baby for 20 minutes, and that was just felt, oh, there's contractions. I was lying down and they were so strong. I was on the gas and air then, and they were so strong, the contractions. And then I remember that there was like loads of people in the room. The anaesthetist came in, stuck that thing in your arm, you know, to get the epidural going. And I remember them checking me, and I was like 9 centimetres or something, and they were all talking. I remember them saying to my partner, well, we've got to check that, checking my minutes, we've got to make sure that we can't start putting the epidural in, because she might start pushing, you know, the baby might come like any minute. So they had to kind of wait and hold off to see if I was ready, and like 5 minutes later my body was naturally pushing. So yeah, I think I had 4 big contractions, 15 minutes, and Harrison was born. So I didn't have time for an epidural. 11:57 he was born, he was here. It was crazy. It was crazy to feel a natural birth and to feel him actually coming out, and to have him put on me straight away and to be kept there. Whereas with Morgan they had to take him away for a bit, and because they'd obviously had assisted delivery. This time it was so different. They kept him on my chest for ages, and I was just in shock. I didn't have to have any stitches, I only had a graze. And that, you know, that everybody goes on about, oh, it's going to sting when you go for a wee and all this, and you've got to pour warm water on when you go, and I didn't find it a problem at all. The only thing that hurt is the after pains. I was up having a shower after half an hour. My lower back was hurting straight after delivery, and the after pains were really sore. Didn't have them in my first. And then obviously the achiness of your body, like all in your stomach and all down in your pelvis, feels like you've been beaten up basically for a week. The first 3 days were the worst, like even bending over to brush your teeth. It was like really painful. But yeah, I was really pleased that I you know, laboured naturally. It was amazing. When you're actually giving birth, you're thinking, oh my god, it's so painful, I'm never having any more children. And then when you actually, after a week, you're like, oh, I probably will have children, just in the future, not yet though. So that's my labour and delivery story. I'm surprised I'm not even crying. Yeah, so he was 8 pounds 4 ounces. So I thought he was going to be quite big because he felt like it. And here's Harrison. I can't see the screen. Thanks for watching my videos, my pregnancy update, everyone. I'm not sure if I'll be doing many videos now with 2 kids so close together. It's having the time and the effort. And we recorded the whole labour, like everything. But I'm not going to be putting it on YouTube. It's too private for me, and it's too special to share with the world. So, good luck to all those ladies who are pregnant or near their due date. Thanks very much. Bye.